What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're just jumping in with a quick Destiny 2 video with a breakdown for the Eververse schedule for Guardian Games. So of course Guardian Games runs for 3 weeks, which gives us 3 different weeks of Eververse inventory, and so we'll break down all of the items that are going to be sold for Bright Dust, as there are a series of things which are available for Silver right now, but are going to be sold in the next couple of weeks for Bright Dust instead. So if there's anything coming up for Bright Dust on this list that you want to pick up, we'll break down exactly when it'll be available, so that you can hopefully save on that silver. And so as always guys, I hope the video is useful. And starting out, massive shout out to todayindestiny.com who have an Eververse calendar. Definitely a site worth checking out if you want to look into all of the items available for sale and when they're going to come up. But now to talk about all of the items sold for Bright Dust in Guardian Games this year. Starting out with week 1, of course these items are currently available at the time of this video going live, and we have the half volley shell exotic ghost right there, which is 2850 Bright Dust. Also for week 1, we have the hot commodity, a new exotic ship. That one can be purchased in the Eververse store for 2000 Bright Dust. Pretty much all of the items featured in Eververse for the next 3 weeks are going to be event things. So up next, we have Cherry Blossom Entrance available this week, a Transman effect, that's 450 Bright Dust. And the featured shader this week is Rivalry Black Sand, one of the neat event shaders, and as always that is 300 Bright Dust. For some of the exotic items this week, we have the Reigning Champion exotic emote, that's 3250 Bright Dust in the store. There's also the Plus Shell exotic ghost, which is 2850 Bright Dust. There's a very cool sparrow up for grabs this week as well, called the Pistol Pose, that's 2500 Bright Dust. And there's also the Frontrunner exotic ship, which is 2000 Bright Dust this week. And the final items include the Water Break legendary emote, that one is 700 Bright Dust. We also have the Recognize Rare emote for 400 Bright Dust, and finally, the Gold Medal projection, Ghost projection there for 1500 Bright Dust. Now though, we get onto the juicy stuff that we're going to see in the upcoming weeks. And for some examples right here, currently on the first week for Silver, you can purchase things like the Lawnmower exotic sparrow, as well as the Clast of its own ornament for Vex Mythoclast, and the Backstroke Shell exotic ghost, all pretty cool items. However, all of them are going to come up for sale on subsequent weeks. So to break that down, for week 2 of Guardian Games, starting on the 10th of May, available for Bright Dust, we have the Victory Lap exotic sparrow, that one's 2500 Bright Dust. We're also going to see the Powerlift legendary emote for 700 Bright Dust, as well as the Laurel Wreath projection for 1500 Bright Dust, as well as the Up for Grabs shader, which as always will be 300 Bright Dust. For exotic items, we'll see the Torchlight exotic emote, that's 3250 Bright Dust, as well as the hashtag Sponsored Shell exotic ghost, and that'll be up for grabs for 2850 Bright Dust. Plus, we'll see the Lawnmower exotic sparrow, one of the items available for Silver on week 1, and in week 2 that will be sold for 2500 Bright Dust. But we'll also see the Team Spirit exotic ship, which will be available for 2000 Bright Dust, and a new multiplayer emote called Celebrated and Elevated, which will be 1250 Bright Dust, that's a legendary multiplayer emote. Then finally, week 2 will also see the Triumphant Weapon Ornament for Heir Apparent, that'll be 1250 Bright Dust, and finally, the Titan Projection Ghost Projection will be up for 1500 Bright Dust. Then in the final week for Guardian Games, which will be the 17th of May, we're going to see a few more of the nice exotic items. So we have the Backstroke Shell, and that'll be 2850 Bright Dust. Also in week 3, we'll see the Power Nap, a legendary multiplayer emote for 1250 Bright Dust. Plus the Trophy Projection, a cool ghost projection there for 1500 Bright Dust. As well as the Photo Finish, a new shader, and as always that will cost 300 Bright Dust. The exotic items for week 3 will include Give Me a G, an exotic multiplayer emote for 4250 Bright Dust. But then we'll see the Champion Shell, a pretty cool exotic ghost shell right there for 2850 Bright Dust. Plus the Wedge exotic sparrow, which will be 2500 Bright Dust. And then the Victory's Herald exotic ship, which will cost 2000 Bright Dust. And then we'll see the High Score legendary emote for 700 Bright Dust. The Clast of its own ornament for Vex Mythoclast will finally come up, and that'll be 1250 Bright Dust. And very finally, the Guardian Games projection, a ghost projection there for 1500 Bright Dust. And so, all of those items will be available for Bright Dust throughout the course of the event. If you want to avoid spending silver on them when you can also get them for Bright Dust at a different time, hopefully this video will have been helpful. And once again, a big shout out to todayindestiny.com, which will be linked in the description box below. Thank you guys as always for the support. If you want to be kept up to date with more Destiny content, then get subscribed to the channel and I'll keep you posted. Let us know if you're looking out for any of these items in the store down in the comments section as well. But otherwise, whatever you guys get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.